Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Midweek Momentum. Midweek Momentum is all about ideas, strategies, and tactics to propel your business forward. So today's topic is on the subject of guarantees, and I'd like to start out by doing a quick poll of our audience who are listening live today. And if you would do me a favor, if you're listening live, take a look at your screen, and I'm showing there a poll that asks one simple question. Does your business offer a guarantee? And it's a simple yes or no, and if you would just quickly click yes or no, I would appreciate it. We're just going to get a pulse of who has guarantees for their business and who doesn't. If you're listening to the recording right now, just pretend that you're clicking the poll, and we will take it from there. All right, please vote. It looks like a few more people still need to get their votes in. So please get your votes in, and we will then proceed. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out the poll, and I'll let you know that we had 75% of our audience does indeed offer a guarantee. So that's great, great news. That I wasn't sure where that was going to wind up. So I'm really glad that that's the answer that we're getting. So, all right. We're going to talk about guarantees for your business. Let's let the screen catch up with our broadcast here. So the first really big example of a guarantee that I remember was Dominos Pizza way back in the 70s and early 80s. They made a big deal about 30 minutes or less or it's free. Now, quite frankly, Domino's Pizza is not the best pizza in the world. I think most of us, if I did a poll that said, you know, what's your favorite pizza, Domino's would not be on the list. Why did people purchase Domino's? Because they wanted it fast. And Domino's 30-minute guarantee was really what put them on the map. They were a very small local chain. They had just a few handfuls of stores. And in 1973, they instituted the 30 minutes or it's free guarantee. And that really was the momentum that took them to being a nationwide chain of stores, was that 30-minute guarantee. And I'm sure most of you remember that. And you may have other examples of business guarantees that you've seen in the past. So I took that philosophy, and in 1996, I was the director of marketing for a company called Occurrence Teleservices. And Occurrence at the time had some really phenomenal results. They were an inbound call center. They took calls for infomercials and other direct response mechanisms. And what was unique about them was that they had really high quality salespeople who could actually convert better on the phones than any of the competition. So as a marketing strategy, I developed the guarantee. And I wrote this guarantee that you see on your screen. It says Occurrence Teleservices will improve your company's agreed upon conversion rate or return your money guaranteed. I wrote that in 1996. This is a screenshot from today, February 15th, 2012. That tells me that the guarantee that I wrote back in 1996, which was 16 years ago, has worked so well for this company, which is now a multi-hundred-million-dollar company, by the way. At the time I wrote this, we were very small. We only had about 120 employees, and now they have thousands of employees across the country, and they're a multi-hundred-million-dollar organization. They've had a lot of change and a lot of phenomenal growth, but the one thing that has not changed is the guarantee that I wrote for them back in 1996. Why? Because it works. People loved that guarantee, and it was huge for them as a conversion tool and a way to get clients to give them a try, because teleservices is highly competitive. In some ways, it's become a commodity if you're in that area of the business, and they needed something to set them apart. When I started my business in 1999, Fonkin Associates, I thought, well, the guarantee worked for Occurrence and other businesses that I'd been working with in the past. Why not offer it to my clients? So I started a guarantee. You can see here, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority, and to ensure your satisfaction, all of our services are guaranteed. Look, there's a typo. I better get that fixed. So I did offer a guarantee, and that has been something that's been important to my business in the 13 years that it's been in operation. Now, I'd like to bring to light a little case study that came about just this morning. And I'm going to open the lines, and we're going to have Craig DeBorba. And you see Craig here on your screen. That's Craig. And I'm going to bring him on the line. We're going to talk about this a little bit. Craig, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Marty.
Hi, Craig. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So I have to really give you a great big thank you for the inspiration for today's Midweek Momentum. I actually had another topic that I was going to mention today or address today, but you on a call earlier this morning had mentioned that some advice that I had given you during a coaching session had really had a big impact on your business, and I said, may I have permission to share that with our Midweek Momentum audience? And you said yes, and here you are to help me share that. So a big thank you to you for giving me the inspiration for today's session.
Oh, awesome, man. Well, thanks for the consult and giving me the ideas and to make this happen.
No problem. I always look forward to working with smart business people who actually take action. That's important, by the way. And Craig is an action taker. So let's talk about the action that you took, Craig. So we're looking right now at a screenshot of your website as it appeared before we had that consultation session. And you are a search engine optimization specialist, SEO, and your company name is Kaizen Way Marketing. And when we looked at your website, you were doing some things that were good. You were talking about benefit statements right here on your header: be visible, be found, and get new customers. That's a really impactful benefit statement that people who land on your site could really get behind, because that's why you'd want to have search engine optimization services. But as we were talking, we went through your website, and we went through your business and how it worked. And one thing I found was that you had a guarantee for your customers. Tell me about what that guarantee was.
Yeah, the guarantee is basically it's something that I decided to do probably around the fall of last year, after doing SEO for businesses since for late 2009, and I was getting really good results for the clients, and the clients were really winning, and all the search terms that we went after, we ended up, I'd rank all of them. They would rank, for all the terms that we went after. And so I started really looking into the industry, and I found some companies that offered guarantees, but the majority of SEOs in the industry, because you can't. The search engines are changing all the time, and Google's algorithm is changing constantly, and they're always doing little tweaks to it and things like that, and so the majority of SEOs don't really offer any guarantee, except that we'll do the work that we promise you that that we'll do. We'll deliver X number of links to you every month, and then you start getting into companies that are selling basically link packages. So I'm going to sell you 1,000 links a month, and then you end up getting into this bidding war of like, well, I'm going to give you more links and blah blah blah, and I found that none of that really made any sense to any of the business owners or entrepreneurs that I was talking to. That they just really wanted results. They wanted more customers, and they wanted to be higher up on the page. I want to be on page one and people to find me. And so I started searching around. I found like there was like a couple companies that offered like money back guarantees, and I wasn't exactly sure like what that entailed, or what that, what the fine print was on there, or any of that. And so I started formulating a guarantee to where I would guarantee X number of search terms in the top 5 results, and X number in the top 10, and X number in the top 20, and so on and so forth across all of the search engines, Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and across all the terms that we ended up going after.
Okay, so you found a way to guarantee something that you could control, because as you said, there's a lot about SEO that you can't control. but you found some things that you absolutely can control, and you offered that guarantee. And as you mentioned, in the fall of last year, you started mentioning that guarantee on your website, but it was pretty buried within the content of your website at that time, right?
Yeah, actually, I don't even think I offered it on the website.
Well, it doesn't get any more buried than that, then.
Right.
So after we talked and you mentioned your guarantee, I said, well, why aren't you using that as a marketing tool? That's important, because I know a lot of SEO firms, and I know a lot of shady ones, or have heard of a lot of shady ones who really don't deliver on their promises. And I know of a few very good ones. And but one of the things I mentioned was that very few of them do indeed offer a guarantee. And as you said, probably 80% of them did not have a guarantee, and about 20% did. So you actually changed your website. So now we're looking at your new homepage, and you have guaranteed results there in a big, big way. And that's had some significant changes for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, actually. And I didn't know that
I want to touch on those results in just a minute. But before we do that, tell me about what you did, because your landing page is quite a bit different now. You even took yourself off the landing page and put the guarantee really as the front and center. Tell me what your thought process was of how you came about building this new landing page.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I decided that I needed to do was, well, at first I was thinking, well, maybe there's so much. I was looking at my competition, and just, I don't know, a piece of advice is, it's good to know who your competitors are and what they're doing, but don't spend too much time focusing on them or focusing on that. And so I looked around and I saw what they were doing, and some were, most of the websites were very cold. They looked like nobody was home, kind of, so to speak. And they were very impersonal, and I felt like, okay, well, maybe business owners need to connect with someone. They need to see that somebody's there, that somebody's actually, that this is somebody's website. And sometimes I'll meet my clients. I don't meet every client, but but I do meet. I do get calls from clients that do like to meet, and so I changed that. I put the picture up there to test it, and I noticed some increase in calls and some increase in conversions and things like that. But it wasn't. It didn't seem like it was the main thing. And the other thing that I changed was I changed my wording, like on the about page, and it's kind of funny. And I've read blog posts of other entrepreneurs and solo entrepreneurs that talk about this, but I've changed the wordings from basically we or us to basically me, and really putting it out there that, well, I'm really just I'm not a big company. I'm really just a solo guy who's got a small team that I work with occasionally, but I'm not a call center. I don't have secretaries and a lot of people like that. And
so you made it very personal.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually surveyed that. So I started asking the people that were contacting me and the people that were signing up with me. I started asking them about what made them decide to go with me, and ask them about if they were getting calls from a lot of larger companies. And the majority of them said that they didn't want to do business with a really big, large SEO firm or SEO company. They wanted somebody local, or they wanted somebody that was like an individual person that they could contact and actually work with. So that
was one of the things that we had talked about during our session was not only have a guarantee, but have it be a personal guarantee, where you said, I'm putting my name on this service, and so I'm going to do a great job because I have a reputation to maintain. And that was some of the things that we talked about.
Yeah, and I decided to just really put it out there. and as you can see from the website, I mean, you can't really make it any bigger than that. But,
No, you can't. So let's
so
talk about the results a little bit. So what was the impact? So here's your website as it was before. Nice corporate-looking website, talks about the benefits of the company. You're sitting there in a chair, looking all dapper, and that did pretty good. And then you switched over to this guaranteed results look and feel, which was tied to also changing some of your copy so that it was less we and us and more I and me and personal service. And here's the results that you shared with me this morning was that you got a 50% increase in leads for your business and a 75% increase in revenue. Is that correct?
yeah.
That is astounding.
Yeah, and I also want to point out that I completed the website. Well, we did our consult just before Christmas, and then I completed the website in the beginning of January, like first or second week of January. So we're looking at about roughly 30 days, give or take, a week of results.
And already you've seen that level of increase.
Yeah, and it's funny, before I came on the call, I was thinking about the leads that have been coming in, and I don't have a big sales background or anything like that, and my approach is more of a consultative approach, and it works with my personality. And I've noticed that the people that are signing up with me, in the last month that have signed on and that have been calling me, they're closer to the buying process. Like I'm having to do less selling than I was before. Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting thing.
For sure. So they're not only, you're getting more calls, but those customers or those prospects are closer to being ready to buy, and of course they're obviously converting better because your revenues increased 75%, and that's because of offering a guarantee and making that guarantee personalized to your services.
Right.
Absolutely outstanding. Is there anything else you'd like the audience to know about, Craig?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that pretty much wraps it up. Well, Craig,
Yeah.
how can somebody reach you if they want guaranteed results for their search engine optimization services? What's the best way to reach you?
They can call me. My phone number is on the website there, or they can send me an inquiry through the website. It comes straight to me, not to a secretary or anything like that. And I usually respond in 24 hours or less. I usually like to have really quick communication with the people that contact me.
What's your website? It's kaizenwaymarketing.com?
Yeah, correct. And Kaizen is a ancient Japanese term. You're probably familiar with that term. It's the constant pursuit of excellence and change for the better. So that's kind of how this brand and this company was really founded on that philosophy of really just constantly trying to outdo yourself and outperform and hitting your goals and helping my clients do the same, so that they can really excel in their business and personal lives as well.
That's fantastic. Thanks for joining us, Craig. I appreciate that case study. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so that was Craig DeBorba from Kaizen Way Marketing. If you want some great SEO services, go to his newly designed website with guaranteed results at kaizenwaymarketing.com and check that out. So the question back to the audience here is really, what are you putting out there to your potential clients? When they come to your website or when they're talking to you on the phone, are you looking like this and saying, all sales final and no returns, no exchanges? That's not very friendly. It's not very conducive to doing great business. Or are you offering this, which is a money-back guarantee, and making your clients or prospects feel comfortable in doing business with you? And if you're putting that money-back guarantee out there front and center, as Craig mentioned, you'll be getting more calls of people who are closer to being ready to buy from you than without it. So that's today's tip for Midweek Momentum. It's all about guaranteeing your services, and we appreciate you joining us for this tip. And if you'd like more tips just like this, join us every Wednesday for Midweek Momentum at midweekmomentum.com. My name is Marty M. Fonke. Thank you.